Hey guys, and welcome back for another content of Ragnarok 3. And in this video, we are going to talk about my personal concerns about the game, as most of the comments were really negative even from the start. First of all, this is a pioneer testing server, in which very few people can access the game. And the game is still half-baked, or I don't know. I think they hide some of the features that have already been published on the trailer. I have some concerns about the current Pioneer test, and these are some of them. Number 1 is the Classic PC mode. As I already mentioned on the first look video, the Classic PC mode already has a clunky feature. The movement is on the right click, which is not the original placement if you wanna feel the classic movement. It should be on the left click, and for the right click is the camera view. And the camera view is not working. And also, I think most players will not use this one since we already have the auto skill feature where you will just auto your skill setup and you will just move with your WASD to position yourself properly on the battlefield. Speaking of the auto system in the game, I've heard a lot of negative feedback because of it. The auto combat kills the game whatsoever. I get your point. And I think these are from the people that are still playing the RO Classic PC, which I understand their frustration. I will talk more about that later. Anyways, my second concern is the no flinching when you get hit, especially in PvP. This is very important to note because this is one of the core features of the Ragnarok Online. This is why swordsman classes have the endure skill in the first place, to prevent them from flinching when they get hit. Also, you have the Edgar cards for which it will give a permanent endure. So, what is the point of having those benefits when you can't even get flinch? Just take a look at this. You can just outrun the attacker with ease. So, I really hope this will be considered, as this one is kinda awful to watch. Third one is the PvE stats. Yes, you've heard it. There is another PvE stats in this game. I really hate it. I really hate this exclusive bullshit stats. You see, when you are building your stats because you want to have this kind of playstyle to strengthen your character, that is good. But adding up other BS stats to the game like this hunting technique and hunting protection limits the strength of your character because you will just need to pump up more of these to counter the PvE defense of the monster. And you know what's the next one they will add, right? Yeah, the PvP stats. As of now, we can't see it here, but eventually they will add it. I am 100% sure. And it's kind of disappointing to be honest, because you cannot express your true build. You will just most likely pump up more of these final stats. Just an update, the Saturday patch was also updated. And looking at the character stats, the hunting technique and protection is already gone. I don't know why it has been removed now. Mainly because we gave feedback? I do hope that they will really remove the PvE stats forever. Because if these stats came back again when the official release is out, this might be a bad sign. Number 4 is the combat rating and DPS chart in dungeons. In other video leaks of some other content creators, the combat rating is visible here below the character window. As of now, they have hidden it. I know they will still show it in the future. I just don't have any idea why they hide it for now. Is it because we already hate it from the start? Well, they can't hide it all because in every gear there is a rating. And we don't like these red and green arrows popping up, meaning that it is much a better gear or not. Combat rating is seriously destroying our main builds because we will just rely on much higher rating gears even if those stats are not really impactful on our class. Players will just invite higher combat rating characters to join their party for dungeon runs. It's a shame to have this honestly. I do really hope that they will remove this feature. And speaking of dungeon runs, I will give a warning for F2P DPS. Why only F2P DPS? Because you see, in every dungeon, we will see these DPS charts. Players are very sensitive to this kind of chart where they will look for the players that has a low DPS. Eventually, if the dungeon fails, they will kick that player because they need a stronger DPS to finish the dungeon. This is the reality, and I already experienced this on other games that have these DPS chart features, just like Tarisland. So I advise those casual F2P players to just go full support or tank class, because these classes are not required to DPS, you just need to do your role. If you still insist on being the DPS, you might have a difficult time looking for a party and finish the dungeon. Number 5, the game is kind of graphics demanding. My laptop fan is already blowing really strong, especially with crowded players like Guild League or even with the Divine Rep. Sometimes I get this game crashing notification which ruins my dungeon run with a party. I can't really blame it since the graphics were really great and very smooth also, but I just hope that they will optimize this in the future to make it more performance-wise. Number 6, the card system is boring. As I have said in my previous video, this feature is the same as the Ragnarok game where you will tier up the cards to its maximum to also get their full potential. And as I have said, I do not hate the feature, but do you think this will be exciting? Not really. It's just plain boring and linear feature where the rarity of the card becomes irrelevant. It's not gonna bring back the excitement when you get a rare cards anymore. You will also have 4 slots on the weapon, 2 slots on the armor, etc. And that means you will not have a strategic use of cards. Just put the higher stat card on the card slots. I've already experienced this on the Ragnarok and the feature is really boring, to be honest. Just stick to the original one. Why do we complicate things that are not even that good in the first place? Number 7 is the auto skill slot. I also mentioned this on my previous video and I think they will improve this one, because it's pretty obvious that we can just use very limited skills here in the Pioneer testing. The problem with this one is you cannot separate manual and auto skills. What you have put on the manual skill bar will also be your auto skills, which is very inconvenient, especially with classes that have many skills to use like Archbishops. The skill feature should be separated. What you put on the manual should be different from what you put on the auto skill, because in some parts we will most likely use the buff and spammable offensive skills on the auto slot, while on the manual slots are the skills that have a strategic use like crowd controls, evasive movements, or high cooldown ultimate skills that needs positioning. Also, I hope they will add more skill bars in the future. Number 8 is my last concern, and what I mostly base whether I will play the game for years or not is about the time-gated events. This is very crucial for me since I am already in my 30s and I have a family that I need to bond with. That is why, as a veteran ROPC classic gamer, I do not find the auto battle the worst feature. For me, it's a luxury. You might hate me for saying this, but one day you will be in our shoes where you cannot commit more to hardcore gaming. I am just now a casual gamer who enjoys casual gaming stuff, and auto battle is one of the best features that we can have. Back to the topic, I can see that they already have heavy time-gated events. Even just a Pioneer testing, they already have this Divine Realm which you will have 10 clear reward attempts that resets daily. And the time you will most likely consume to finish each run is 5 to 10 minutes. That will still depend if your party members are strong enough to clear the dungeon quickly. I'm having a headache already just thinking about this if it goes officially live on the servers. I do really hope that it's just a 1 attempt per day and they will just compensate for the rewards. We don't like to do the same dungeon stuff over and over again. Next one is the MVP. It has 5 daily participation limit. I think I'm okay with this, but here is another problem. You see, this is the same as Ragnarok Origin where you need to be on the top 3 to get the most valuable rewards. This is kind of frustrating because we all know that the whales can just steal the rankings easily. Just really unfair in my opinion. And then their Guild League schedule is atrocious. It is 3 times per week. Damn. And they haven't even added the War of Imperium yet. Can you imagine it now? Having all these time-gated events even just a Pioneer test? How much more if the game is officially released? Let's say you have to grind on monsters with combat time. I'm pretty sure they have the fatigue system where it limits your grinding daily. Then you have these mission boards, mini-boss hunting, lesser dungeon attempts for mid-gear quality like Helheim, cooking, fishing, mining, singing, dancing, or whatever. The point is there will be a lot of work to do daily just to stay F2P competitively. I'm not saying you can compete with whales, not gonna happen. I'm saying you can still compete with your league, which is F2P and low spenders. You see, I've already experienced this in some games that have so many things to do daily, and it really burns me out. I have to set an alarm just to participate in that event. If not, my character will be left behind with some items needed for progression. It's really a bad experience, and I decided to quit after playing it for a 1 month. I don't want to experience that again here in Ragnarok 3, as it has a very huge potential to be a great game. Now, I'm guessing that why didn't you tackle the pay to win feature? Oh man, I'm so tired hearing this all over again and again. Yeah, I know this game is another pay to win game. You know why? It is because it's another mobile, free to play game. Simple as that. You don't need to know all the details. Mobile games have already been monetized heavily since 2016 if I'm correct. And this is not new, to be honest. So why am I still playing these kinds of games even if it is pay to win? I mean, why not? It's a free to play game. You can try if it works for you, and you can just quit whenever you want without paying a single penny. Just move on and find another game. You are not forced to pay. It's your decision if you spend some money on a virtual character that eventually it will be devalued in a couple of months. You can still enjoy the game without spending some money. You don't need to be on the ranking to enjoy the game. Just build your character, try some other playstyles, bond with your friends, and hang out with your guildmates. I mean, there's a lot of enjoyable things you can do besides being the strongest. Most players nowadays only care about rankings. That is why these companies are also making their way to profit from them. Yes, this is the main reason. And I think that is all I can share for now. I may have more concerns regarding this pioneer testing in the future, as they want us to collect info to improve the game before its final presentation. If you happen to finish this video, then please leave a like. Also subscribe to support my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe and have an awesome day. Lights out.